Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a collective reading. I do speak in broad terms. You have to figure out where it best fits in your life, if at all. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. It just may not be your reading at this time. It's originally created for Monday, the 4th of April, but if you're watching it on a date that's not Monday, the 4th, and the reading still makes sense, please feel free to utilize it. You've probably found it exactly when you need to, okay? And there's a lot of flexibility with these readings. You can kind of take what you need and leave the rest. If you're new to me, please check out the drop-down menu. In there is just stuff I want you to think about when utilizing my readings. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the content, subscribe to the channel, share the channel out, and leave me a question or comment. All of that stuff greatly helps me to get my channel out there to people. So let's see what the cards have in store for us. I am going to reference back to Sunday's reading, which is the weekly underpinning energy. If you are wondering what I mean by that, you can watch the video that's in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video, and that will show you the cards that I pulled for this week that underpin what's going on here. So I'll be talking about some cards that maybe you don't see in this reading and you're like, what is that from? Look at the video in the lower left-hand corner. All right, so let's see what these cards want us to know today. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands. Now, Seven of Wands is the element of fire, that of spirit, and that of desire. I kind of love this. I picked this deck because I feel like the Wands cards are very strong in this deck, and it's Aries season, and something about this deck. I spoke with a friend of mine, and I suggested this deck, and she said, go for it. She's an Aries, and I wanted to have her input on what she thought would be good. And this is part of the reason because I love some of the designs of this deck. It's very non-traditional in its way, but I love how the different images depict the meanings of the cards, if that makes sense, right? So Seven of Wands is always depicted as a man standing there fighting off 6 other wands while he's holding a wand, right? And it's like about defending our stance. And I believe yesterday we had... Did we not have, I can't remember the number of the card. Will it tell me here? It was a 7 week on the Oracle card, which is about making a conscious choice. So it's interesting that our first card out for the week is a 7 also. 7s associate with me in the tarot about making a conscious choice. The choice that I feel like that's particularly being made here in this particular 7 of Wands card in this deck is she's like, I'm not taking your shit today. Like her face is turned, right? She is in her protective bubble. She is in her meditative stance. She is protecting her heart. She's emanating from her 3rd chakra, meaning like, you ain't going to do this to me, Wanda. No, right? The 7 of Wands traditional depiction is about defending one's own personal stance, right? I love how she does this from this sort of place of peacefulness. So if there's drama going on around us or confrontation, controversy, challenges happening to us, we don't have to sink to that level, is my feeling, with her in particular, in this particular 7 of Wands scenario. Underpinning this in the Sunday's reading, right, from yesterday should be that 3 of Cups. That 3 of Cups should keep us in that place of compassion. That's why she's not fighting. Do you understand? Like in the traditional version, it's a man beating off 6 other wands. Sort of, he's winning, he's succeeding, but he's having to fight for what he needs. To me, she feels much more passive, much more at peace, much more protected of her own free will. That's her conscious choice to do so. You know, like, I'm not going to get involved or sink to the levels of what people expect me to do, because underneath this, I feel good that I have the 3 of Cups going on. I feel appreciative of the things that I have, of the wealth and the awareness of my being. All of that sort of stuff is going on within her to help keep her kind of seated, protected, and she's consciously choosing that as her reality, right? Rather than trying to get into the fray and fight it out or duke it out. So I like that. There's a sort of like a choosing the higher road aspect to this card that uh, helps us to sort of win. We can, not that it's all about winning either, but we can sort of rise above and not have to engage in the opinions of others or in the challenges that others may present to us. We can certainly do so if we choose to, but we can do so from a place of like almost passivity or love. That would be the Three of Cups energy underneath. Remember, the grounding stone this week is about health. And so our own mental health, our own spiritual health, our own emotional health, all of that would be indicative of this sort of like pose that she's in, where she's kind of centered, not giving her attention to, say, a situation that might be wanting to challenge her in some way. Okay. Each one of you is going to wherever that challenging situation is that I'm speaking of. It may manifest differently in your space, right? Some of you, it may be in relationships. Some of you, it may be at work. But whatever it is, it's like we get to make a conscious choice of, am I going to give into this and freak out about it and let it throw me off of my course? Or am I going to look at it with compassion and love, rise above, protect myself, and sort of consciously choose to not engage in a way that's beneath me or not for my own well-being, right? So I like that today. And I like that it also aligns with that 7 card, which is the Oracle card for the week. It's about, this week is about making that conscious choice to trust our inner knowing and not necessarily have to prove ourselves to anyone. And not to trip up on that, right? To maintain our sort of mental health and go deeper with that, consciously choose it and turn towards it rather than away from it. All right, so here is our Oracle card. It is Water Spirit Manifesting Dreams. It's card number 46, which is a 10. 10s become a 1, which is a focus on the self. And again, with this 7 of Wands, I feel as though she is pulling focus internally to her rather than putting it out externally, like in a traditional 7 of Wands card where you see him fighting outward, right? She is going inward. So Water Spirit also, I will say this, Water Spirit ties into that 3 of Cups energy that is underneath this. And what I do like, if you watch yesterday's Sunday video, the 3 of Cups had this very hue in the sky in the other deck, in the alternate deck, this deck, that is here matching that. So it's just something that pops into my head because I'm traveling, so I'm filming these back to back early. But this ties into that 3 of Cups lying underneath us. This idea of manifesting dreams. And I believe yesterday's card was magic was the word, right? So I really think that we're working on finding our own internal magic within ourselves, trusting that and relying upon that to manifest our dreams. This is what the cards are kind of telling us. That could be challenging for some of us this week. But if we face that challenge, if we consciously choose that challenge and put the focus on us rather than on what others are doing, we have a stronger chance of achieving what it is that we want and our goals, right? So let's look at Water Spirit really quick. I'll read you the story. And also all of this is going to create better health for us, which is a good idea. We want that. So Water Spirit, manifesting dreams. In the sparkly water of the forest stream, otters plunge into the cold waters and resurface to race to the shore and then plunge back into the water. Small ones, big ones, otters of all sizes join in the fray. The brook seems to be laughing with joy with their antics. Your dreams can come true, truly. However, there are a few steps necessary for this to occur. First, believe that you deserve it. Know that you are worthy. You are. Act as if your dreams had already come true. Move your body like someone whose desires have manifested. Most importantly, you must also take action in the direction of your dreams. This is not the time to sit around and passively wait for things to turn out. Give deeply and fully of who you are. For the more that you give, the more that you will receive. Allow your emotions and feelings to flow. Don't repress or suppress the truth of your soul. As you focus on gratitude for what you already have, more joy and abundance will grow in your life. Water energy traditionally represents your feelings and emotions. As in all things, too much emotion can be depleting, and too little emotion can be draining. When your emotion flows as clearly as a mountain stream, then you are at a pivotal time to distinctly state your intentions and dreams, and the forces of the universe will answer and support your dreams coming true. The water spirit says, water flows in cycles, and right now you are in a cycle of manifesting your dreams. Don't stop the flow by doubting or hesitating. Allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. Timing is everything, and right now is your time. I really like that. I think that's really beautiful. Let's look to the grounding stone and see what we are to ground in today. And the grounding stone, okay, it couldn't be any clearer, is the word dream. So when we have manifesting dreams and grounding in our dreams, how that feels, shutting out the outside world, not shutting out the outside world, but not getting involved in the naysayers or the can't do's or the, oh, my life is this or that. When we tap into that, connect to that conversation and have that conversation, say in support of a friend, we can potentially bring ourselves down into that belief of I don't deserve or I can't create or whatever. And I think this is about us choosing not to do that this week, especially with the swords cards that we see coming later in the week. We're going to have to reflect and look upon what it is that we believe about ourselves in our thoughts and in what we communicate in our day-to-day world, because some of that, for some of you, may be blocking some of these dreams that we want to achieve, that we seek, that we hold on to. They're out there for us and they're possible for us, but I feel like the Seven of Wands is telling us it's our time to consciously choose to not go to those lower levels. Does that make sense? To not engage in ways that no longer serve us. This is about serving sort of a higher, healthier version of ourselves and then achieving our dreams. That is your forecast for the day. Thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.